Okay, go for it.
Brinton is a name which is a family name which the Hirsch family is very proud of. My mother's father was a guy named Jesse Brinton Connor, C-O-N-N-O-R. He was born in Coatesville, Pennsylvania. He came from a large family, and this is back when very few people went to college. Very few. He did not get to go to college, but he did join the Pennsylvania Railroad, which in his time was a very distinguished job because the railroad was making a lot of money and they paid good wages. He not only joined, but he worked very, very hard. He worked his way up to be station agent, which means in a city like Philadelphia, at that time the third largest city in the United States, he had a prosperous train station. Everyone went to work by train in the around 1900. My mother was born in the station building. That's just the way things were done those days. They didn't go off to hospitals to have a baby. And he continued working very hard, running the best station in the Philadelphia area. And guess what? His hard work was rewarded. They made him the vice president of passenger services for the entire Pennsylvania Railroad. Now that doesn't, today you think, well, who goes by train? In those days, 95% of the people went by train, and it was a very responsible job. And what was even more miraculous is that he had a 6th grade education. He worked, his secret to success, from what I've been told, is that he got along well with people. He could resolve problems. And again, he was promoted to vice president of the Pennsylvania Railroad. And I don't know, just trust me, it was a very responsible job. He ended up being liked by a lot of people. And during the depression of the 1930s, he had a steady job with the Pennsylvania Railroad, and a lot of people came to him for help. He helped a lot of people and saved people from losing their homes to the bank. In some cases, the individual just couldn't even afford to make modest payments, and my grandfather bought the house at a good price. And when he died of cancer during World War II, he left his wife with 6 or 7 homes to manage, which she lived off of the rest of her life. His name was Jesse Brinton Connor. And he was liked by everybody. I understand, I wasn't there, but literally a third of the Pennsylvania Railroad came to his funeral. Again, this is when railroads were big things. So that's where the name came from. He had two boys and a daughter, Harold, Lloyd, and my mother, Doris Eileen Connor. So my mother liked the name for good reason, and I was given his name when I was born. She worked hard to politic to get the name. I'm sure there were other grandparents looking to be named. Anyway, the bottom line is Brinton is a name I was taught was important. People literally liked, it's a unique name. People really liked Mr. Connor, and he, like I say, half of Philadelphia attended his funeral. And that's kind of what I know about the name. My mom wanted it real bad when I was born, and my dad said that's fine with me, because he, even my father, who at the time, before he went in the Navy, was the milkman, who without any college education, worked his way to be the comptroller of the Navy. During World War II, he ran a repair facility which had 14,000 people working there in Pensacola, where I was born. And the Hirsch family has worked hard, and we have made a lot of friends, and I feel very lucky to be part of this family. I do. And my parents took the time to teach me these things, and it really gives the child something to carry on to the next generation. And that's I think that's important, because without someone taking the time to teach you, and teaching takes time, you really miss out a lot of your background. And I was taught to be proud of who you are, be proud of your name, and let people know the background, because it is interesting. That's my story.
Great. Thank
Love
you.
you.
Love you too.
Bye.